मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वर गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वर गोपाला नंद सुनंदना गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुण्ठेश्वरा गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुण्ठेश्वरा गोपाला गोपी जनरञ्जना गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनन्दनन्दना गोपाला गोविन्द कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविन्द कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम देवकी नंदन केशव माधव देवकी नंदन केशव माधव नारायणाय हरि ओम गोविन्द कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविन्द कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम देवकी नंदन केशव माधव देवकी नंदन केशव माधव नारायणाय हरि ओम गोविन्द कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण 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 हरि ओम Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Rama, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Rama, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Krishna, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Rama, 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 Jai Jai, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari.
Namaste everyone. A very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. We're back in the hangout and on YouTube chat. Welcome, welcome everyone. So if some of you were watching on the retreat, I felt there was one special treat, which is this concept of Rajan. And I've noticed that since we've come back also, whatever interactions we've had, whatever questions I've been getting on Facebook or email, they've all said, Rajan is saying this. Rajan is saying this. I want to get rid of Rajan. So just for those of you who are not there, maybe I can take a couple of minutes to just explain what this Rajan thing is, because you might hear it often today also. So basically there is this voice, there is a commanding voice, which is saying that I am Rajan and this is what I want. And Rajan is actually a placeholder for your name. It's actually a placeholder for your name. But this voice of thoughts, which is saying that this is what I want, this is what I need, this is where my life must go. So what is happening actually in the process of self-inquiry is only firstly to check on the existence of this Rajan. So just like we look in this room, I hear the voice of Rajan saying, I'm Rajan, I want this, but can we see this Rajan? Can we find? Can we find? And we see that we don't find. In the same way, when we look inside, say, where is this one who claims to have this voice, which is saying that it is me? Where is Rajan? And it is not found. So we look around for this entity and we don't find it because we realize that it's not this body, because the needs and desires that it has, the aversions that it has, are not of the body, not only at least of the body. Very few are directly related to the body. Simplest example being freedom. It wants, but body is not interested in freedom. So where is this one? So we've been looking for this, and we realize that it is not here in this room. In this space of being, there is no separate entity. But funnily enough, it seems like there is a speaker through which this non-entity is speaking. And this speaker, and when I mean speaker, I mean not the entity speaker, I mean the technologically, the speaker that is attached to radios and to television. So this speaker is carrying the voice of this entity which cannot be found. And these are our thoughts, claiming to belong to an entity. But whenever we look for this entity, we cannot find it. So the only trouble, no matter what it is saying, is that we are buying something that this non-entity voice seems to be sharing. That is the only separation, that is the only suffering. No matter what it is saying, we cannot suffer without believing this voice, without believing a thought. See? Now, one thing I noticed that happened since we've come is that Rajan itself has gotten hold of the Rajan concept. Rajan is now saying that this is Rajan who is speaking. See, this is Rajan. Now this Rajan should go. This one is also the same guy. You see? And very easily it has been able to abstract this into, see, this one. We see this one, this one. No, this one. Still this one, the same guy. And because although it had the advantage that you were able to just look at it and say, where is this entity, Rajan? It was helpful because we were able to look objectively. So in this way, it was very helpful for me to guide all of you in the inquiry. But the disadvantage was that very quickly, it is our identity which started then saying that I don't want Rajan. And this one that doesn't want Rajan is also Rajan. That is why it's important to correlate it back and to put our name instead of Rajan. Who is this one who's saying I must be rid of the ego also now? Who's saying that, oh, I see, now I see, oh, this is Rajan, this is the troublemaker. You have to be a little vigilant to who is speaking now. Because very quickly this trickster can take this also on. Say, yes, I figured it. This was the whole point of the retreat. I figured it. All I have to do is get rid of Rajan. This I is Rajan's voice. So the voice which is speaking in our heads is the voice of the ego. Is this voice. no matter how well, how helpful it is pretending to be. And the misconception also can be, okay, but then I'm Rajan, how do I get rid of Rajan? No, you're not. You are consciousness, you are being, pretending to be a person. And when we speak from the right now, from the right here, then we cannot speak personally. Because there is no person right here, right now. There is nothing to be done in this moment. But you have the power as consciousness itself to pretend to be this non-entity. So now as I wait for questions and I wait for what all you want to speak about, I'll be wondering whether you're still choosing to pretend to be this non-entity or you're willing to just look and find that only I am here. There is no person here. Oh, Aparna said, Father, may I come up, please? I have very strong urge to speak in capitals. It must be really strong. Come, come. You just miss me too much.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you
Thank you
so much,
so much,
Father.
Father.
I wanted to share a couple of things and expose at your feet on 18th. When you, I'm so grateful, first of all, to say that when you said you're taking all of us in your heart to the retreat, I thought it's only you're just saying. For me, it literally felt as if I was really there. Every day was a burning day, hot burning day for me. Even though there was so much resistance to attend the retreat, but I was still pushing myself to be there, and every day I was crying and releasing. On 18th, um, I don't remember that something was that day you told, so I put in the heart altar also that I threw up actually. I literally threw up. And that night, I had a dream uh, that I my physical body was dead, and they put me on the deathbed, and I can see myself still. I was like transparent, like transparent ghost kind of thing, like literally like water transparent. I was. I can see all my relatives, my dad, my mom, everyone is there, and it's also come in the paper also that I'm dead. And and I'm seeing everyone, and I'm seeing literally everyone. Okay, And only I think my dad was very sad that I'm gone, but rest everyone was like, okay, okay. And then I got scared actually, and I woke up. When I woke up, it was like 3:40 in the morning, and then it gave kind of fear in me. And the next day, also going to sleep was really scary. And even talking to you now is a little bit of fear. But Father, what is um, seen here is I cannot see the mind now, like how I used to see before. It doesn't really like exist like how it used to be. Everything is appearing in front of me. I can see that. I'm not even associating with it. So there is no belief absolutely going to it. And since yesterday, there is a strong urge, not urge, but there is a very intense kind of pain coming from inside about my mother because um, I don't know, somewhere it is felt that she still has some kind of um, grudge or she's angry about my decision, what I've done in my life. So she's not talking to me. It is hurting me, even though I have forgiven from my end. I'm not sure. Past 2 3 days, they're not talking to me. They don't come online like how they used to come before. And all of a sudden, there is after this thing happened from Saturday or whatever the date was, after that dream, the next day onwards, I'm feeling that everyone is going away from me. Even I felt that you're also going away from me. My family is going away from me. My daughter is going away from me. And I don't know why it felt like that. My parents are not, it's not that, I don't know if this is also mind coming up and I can see that it is not true. I can see all these things, it is not true. But it feels like my parents are going to disown me and all those things. And how am I going to live? What am I going to do? And all I totally gave this to the to God. I I'm like I trust completely whatever is going to happen, and I'm open to whatever, even if it is to be that if I have body has to die, so be it. I don't care. If I, because honestly, I'm not talking to anyone, Father. I have no human interaction at all, so whatsoever, other than my daughter. If I'm talking to you or Ramdas. That's all. Outside world, no one interacting with me. Only my parents come online, I speak to them. Others, I don't even speak to them. So it's like, kind of not loneliness, but it's like all alone in the whole world. I'm just the only one here, something like that. All this is coming up, and today, since afternoon, with my mother, my family thing, and all this became very intense, and I literally could see all these things, and still I was like, I tried but I couldn't stop crying. I just cried, and then it was a bit okay. But I have very strong urge to come and talk to you and expose this to you. The only thing what came to me today when I came to Satsang is all these days I was telling you that my head is at your feet. Today I'll tell you, Father, my heart is also at your feet. I don't know what is going on. What is all this? I have no interest also in knowing all these things.
So, just to say a little bit about what you said, and I feel that for many of you, now it is not just thought. If it is just coming as thought, then you say it's not much trouble, I'm not believing any thought. But when these feelings are coming, I feel lonely, I feel angry, I feel fear, I feel anger. When interpretations are coming about these feelings, those are still being bought. when your feelings are still being taken personally. Okay? Earlier it was just a thought was enough to make a person out of you, to make this imagined entity out. Just a thought was needed. It could be a thought which said, I want a better relationship, I want companionship, I want more money. Just this thought coming was enough to make you suffer. Many of us, most of us. Now you say that just this thought coming and going mean nothing. I'm not believing my next thought, and yet life continues in the most natural way. But when these feelings come, and then the thought comes that, oh, my parents will disown me. Oh, I'm all alone in this life, and here's the feeling to prove it. Then it seems to get more belief. Okay? So that's why, like jokingly, I say we've gone from Super Mario level 1, which is only barrels, which is thoughts, to now level 2, which some cannon is coming and barrels are coming. And when they come together, you say, oh, this is still happening to me. The me comes, you see. So what is the way to deal with this now? Level 2 of this game. And it's funny how this moves, you see. That it seems like a large part of the Sangha now is not just interested in thought, but when it is accompanied by a feeling, then it seems like a lot of you still get caught with this idea that this is happening to me. And that is why so much, maybe that is why we've been looking at these feelings more closely now. And we are finding who is the experiencer of these. Is there a personal experiencer? So what is happening? A feeling could be coming, a feeling of gloom, a feeling of fear. But when we check, we find that all of this is being experienced here. Just like the sound of this air conditioning is being experienced here, also this feeling is being experienced here. What is this here? The mind is trying to convince you that what is here is a person, because you have evidence. You see, body is here. So this is the person, and this is its outline. But what is our real experience? Our real experience is that the entire body and the entire outer world and our feelings, all of these are just appearances, experiences that I am having as being. So it is consciousness itself, this being itself, this sense that I am itself, which is tasting all of these experiences. And this being is infinite. It is not crying about any experience. And yet the grief is also experienced within it. And to check that it is infinite, it is a very, very simple thing. Because we can use any sensation, any experience to check in which space is it being experienced. You say it is experienced inside me. Check further. The mind will paint lots of visuals. All your prior knowledge will come also to offer some solution. But just check where these visuals, where these thoughts are also being experienced? Are they not inside you? And this space of you, this space of I amness, is it restricted? And most of the time, almost 100% of the time, you say yes, it is restricted by the body. All my experiences are inside the body. But I say, look one step deeper and observe how the body itself is experienced. And you find that the body is experienced as a set of sensations inside me. And inside this, the boundaries of the body are experienced. Can we find the edges of this being where the outer limits of the body are also experienced? And don't go with the visuals the mind is painting. Just check for yourself directly. Then you find that it is your being, consciousness, the sense of existence, which is experiencing everything and not running out of space. So any sensation, even pain, is experienced inside this being. And nothing is resisting what is, except your thoughts. The thoughts of this non-existent non-entity is coming to tell you about what is happening to you. It is saying, I am so lonely, I am so sad. Who is this I? It does not exist. Because being is not saying I am lonely. If it was being that was saying, who is being talking to? Why does it need a voice to communicate with itself? It is only that this voice has become so intimate to us that even this ludicrous trick we seem to fall for over and over again without ever questioning who is speaking. And now that it seems to have some evidence to support it in the terms of feelings, then it seems more tangible, you see. Then it seems more real.
But the so so when these feelings came, when this intense feelings came, that experience was whatever feelings was experience was beingness. I still don't get it, Father, this one,
Yes,
because
we must look and see that the idea of the individual ego still manages to convince us that the experience is happening to me. Actually, it is happening to this space of being, the screen of consciousness. Can you verify this first or no?
yeah. So does that mean that if this kind of feelings come, so there is no response to it?
Okay, this is a good question. So you say feeling comes, should there be response or not? But who is here that can respond or not? It is only the same being that is here, isn't it? So even the response must come from being itself. And being itself can have all kinds of responses without having to pick up the idea of being an individual entity. So it is not about the action or the feeling that comes in response to something else. It is always only about what we are believing ourselves to be.
So whatever I said now, so it was coming from the personal thing, because no thoughts were believed, and even this whatever intense feeling came was also seen. It was not like when that feeling came of or pain, whatever it came, I could see that and say, okay, I can see this too.
Yes, yes. So what happens is that the seeing is becoming clearer and clearer. So you're able to report, yes, this feeling is here. Yes, this feeling came. And it seemed strong. You see? But when it convinces you that I am alone, you see, this being is always alone. There is only one being. But when we say I am alone in this world, that means that I picked up the person again, isn't it?
Yeah, but the uh, being alone, as in, I didn't say that I'm sad about being alone. Totally okay with it. It probably I've told you in the wrong way, I think, but it's like I'm
You. I'm not policing you about anything. I'm just saying that just observe this tendency of the mind when thoughts are now accompanied with strong sensations or feelings to still try to convince you that you are a person. And if you're not buying, then no trouble. Can there be trouble without buying?
no, absolutely not. These thoughts were not bought, so there was nothing like that. I don't know why I said this one.
It's okay. It's okay.
Makes no sense now. It's like I don't know what to say further.
Because it's not just you who are struggling with feelings. There are many in the Sangha who are getting these feelings, and this voice of individuality, the voice of ego, is convincing us that something is not right or something is not complete or something still needs to be done. But it is the same guy which was earlier just using the evidence of the body, now is using the evidence of the body and some feelings or some sensation that is arising in the body also to try and convince us of our personhood.
My prayer is always the same, Father, just to stop everything. And I said, as I said, my heart and my head goes at your feet. I can't see anything other than you, nothing. I don't know, I felt very strong since the retreat started.
So
The only
those who are not able to come to Arunachala, Arunachala has sent its heat to you, sent its burning to you.
because the only reason why today I felt like all those things was, if I don't come to Bangalore, then I can't be around you. That's the only thing I felt. In fact, mine came up with so many pictures. Okay, forget about your parents. You can just go by yourself. You can just buy. All these things and all. The only desire is to be with you. That's the only desire I've got now. So that's why probably, if my parents don't support me, then how will I come and stay in Bangalore? That's all. All the pictures around it came up. Uh, I don't know, Father. This desire is also left at your feet now. It's all in your hands. Do
Yes,
what you want.
as soon as life is making the space, the possibility for you to be here in Bangalore, all you have to do is let me know.
Thank you, Father. My life is all yours. Thank you for being in my life, Father. I don't know how I can pay my gratitude for that. I only know how much. I don't know how I can thank you for what you've done. I can't express. Thank you so much.
Palak had a question. She says, so Father, if there is a prayer here, is the prayer also from Palak the person? That we can check and see. And I've said that if it is accompanied by love, by peace, if it is fragrant, then it is coming from your being itself, without the filter of the mind, directly using the instrument of the mouth, it is being expressed. But if it is coming from a sense of need, a want, getting somewhere, then it is from the mind. So sometimes it can be just from the heart itself, some words are rising like this, which then sound like a prayer, which is very beautiful. And sometimes, even if it comes from the mind, I feel if there's anything auspicious that the mind can say, then it can only be a prayer. Yes, Nikhil says, one's father said beautifully that the only trick this trickster has is that this nobody has a voice. It's the only weapon of the ego, just this voice. Amaya says something very interesting. She says, Father, I was in a seminar about 30 years ago, and the seminar leader was named Rajan, who told me that having a life purpose of awakening was being a megalomaniac to believe I could awaken in this life. We found Rajan finally. Patrick is here. Patrick says, thank you for this gift of Satsang. Thank you, my dear. And many of you are saying namaste, namaste to all of you. Okay, Jayani was here only for 10 minutes. Good, good. So Meher says, Father, I have to go for a meeting, coming to Bangalore tomorrow to be with you. Can't wait. Love you very, very much. Very happy you're coming, my dear. And Dipali wants to come. You can come, my dear. Don't hear you. She's typing the question. You say, sorry, we'll have to get it fixed another time. Sure, my dear, but if you can type the question also, we can look at it. Thank you, Christine. Oh, it's Shankar, yes. I remember last time he said. They're giving new names to everyone. Ever since Rajan happened. Yogan says, is there an email address? Is there any way to contact you outside of typing here? Yes, you can add me on Facebook if you are on Facebook, and you can send me a question, or you can write to Ananta Answers. The thing with Ananta Answers is that except he doesn't. It's the Sangha volunteers who answer over there. But if there's something strong, then they bring it to me and I look at it. And we have another ID called sangaofbeing at gmail.com. Ananta doesn't answer. The answer is no. But Facebook is usually the easiest way. Shankar is from logged in from Emily's account. Jesh says we will all have a laugh when the first Rajan joins the Sangha. Poor guy won't know why is everyone laughing.
You have to ask for a name.
We have a name for you. Okay, Dipali typed her question. She said, the me as the mind is the one that is talking. The me as the mind is the one that is talking and then pretending to be hearing in this panoramic seeing and hearing. Yes, so if you can spot that it is this me, the mind pretending to be the identity which is speaking, then already you see that you will not believe it because already the distance is there. Speaking doesn't have to happen from the mind. This is another conception that we have, which is that, oh, because now words are coming, it is all must be from the mind. But actually, words can also come more directly from our intuition, which we call the inner Sadguru, that also can use this mouth. See, and when it is using it like this, then initially the mind will come and say, either resist it very strongly or come and say, wow, this is some good stuff. Where is this coming from? See? So either of these can happen at the thought level, but it is possible for words to come from the inner presence as well. And how do we know? We know it's very simple because it is only words from the intuitive presence which can be accompanied by love. Because ego and love cannot coexist. Only ego and need can coexist. So you can smell it. Actually, all of you have been in satsang so long, very easily you can smell it. For those of you who are new to satsang, might take some time before the nose gets better and better at smelling this. All questions gone after the retreat? It's funny, something about Thiru makes people want to come up to the hot seat. So there's Bangalore is a little more relaxed. It's okay, if it has to happen, it'll happen. Who's going to go up to the hot seat? Come. You can do some shopping, I see.
No, these are from home. I did
Oh, yeah?
shop today. But I did shop today. It was too hot. The thing is
Yes.
like,
So they get disconnected.
there's two things like, I don't know if this is big,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to. There's all this fear that's happening and all this gratitude at the same time. And just, I just feel like that bhaktiness word. It's just, I just feel, I don't know, I just,
Fear is happening and
it's
gratitude
like
is happening.
really intense fear and then really just,
Strong gratitude.
yeah, just.
This is happening where?
Just, yeah.
Here. And what is here saying about it?
The mind saying, oh,
The mind is probably trying to use the fear strongly and say, this is still here or something.
it's just like saying that you should confront this or that this is, you know, don't let this stop you. Or, yeah.
But that which is experiencing both of these is already complete, the being. See this? It doesn't have a lack. Without this voice of thoughts, the experience of fear can be here. And they usually don't coexist, but usually they might cycle through. So fear, gratitude, fear, they might cycle like that. But at the same time, it's very rare for both of them to be
It
present.
just feels like they're the two things, the appearances at the moment.
So right now, what is here?
A bit of fear.
Fear is here. Just stay with it and see where it is being experienced. You can even feel inside the body. In fact, it does feel inside the body. It's clear?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the body contained inside?
Just, I don't know actually. Just,
It is inside some space,
yeah.
isn't it? And where is the sound from the air conditioning? Is it in the same space? Same space. Is there any? Yeah.
Everything is, but it's like,
Everything is in this space, yes?
yeah.
Now speak as the space. That space which is experiencing everything. Don't speak as Shivani. What's happening to the space? Does it have any trouble with any of this?
Mm. It seems to be attached to the. It seems to be attached to things, to some of the things, the appearances.
Can it get attached without belief? Because even if the feeling of grief comes and some appearance is not present, even that is just experience, isn't it? Is it saying grief should not be here? Oh, grief is here, therefore it must mean I'm attached. All of this is just commentary.
It's like, Sorry.
So what is appearing is just appearing. It is the commentator which makes it seem like this should just stay. I'm attached to this. This should not go. Or the commentator they says, no, this I don't want. It's just the commentator's voice. It might be getting subtler and subtler. So it might
It
seem
seems
like
louder.
it seems louder. Okay, so if it's loud, then we can't really say that it is being itself, which is then we clearly know it's just another thought. When it gets subtler, then you say, oh, is this something more primal than thought?
It's like the thoughts aren't louder, but this thought energy seems heavier. Or,
And this is also experienced in the same infinite space. So anything that is experienced in this space, just like anything can come here in this space, the space has no comment about it. See? And also you will see that not even this space you are witnessing even this.
well, I don't have a voice, do I? Like I don't have a.
The intuitive voice.
It just feels like the only voice there is the mind.
So for a long time it can just seem like the only voice here is this mind.
Because I can see everything, but I don't know. It's like I feel like I don't have a voice. I don't have.
You don't have an intuitive voice. Because this voice of mind is one voice. The only second voice is the intuitive voice.
But it's not like words. It's not like.
Not yet. So what does seem to happen is that before this mind settles down and belief has been withdrawn mostly, most will say that I cannot find this intuitive voice or the voice of the Sadguru that you speak about. And that's also good because it's good in the sense that you can ignore the voice. And you don't have to say, oh, this is Sadguru, this is mine. So all that confusion doesn't happen. You can just ignore whatever voice is there. And when intuition speaks, it will speak undeniably.
So I can see everything.
Yeah.
I can see that I'm seeing everything.
Yes, exactly.
I can see even when like the thinking or the energy of thought is happening. I can even see that.
Yes, this I is which one? So the I that sees everything, is it separate from the seeing itself? It's the seeing itself.
But it doesn't feel like anything.
It doesn't feel like anything. Because if it felt like something, then any feeling would come and go. And then you would say, I lost it. It doesn't feel like anything, yes. Because when I ask, am I aware now? I just see awareness is here. And the mind can very quickly come and say, so what? I didn't feel anything.
It just.
Because it's not a feeling. You are not a feeling. And because you are here doesn't mean only one particular feeling should come. No feeling can come close to what you are.
It's like something's trying to like so used to being like this, and then it's okay now I'll be like this. You know, like swapping from one thing to being able to feel like you're something else. But
yes.
When you say, "Are you aware?" It's like yeah, but then there's this but because it feels like there's nothing. It's just it's like I don't know what I am. I don't know.
Because this is the struggle of the mind, and the mind can never understand you as awareness.
Because you are it, but then you got the mind doing this about it.
Yeah.
Like about
so
seeing that you're aware.
I'm here, and the voice of the Rajan is coming and saying, but so let's do something. Let's put on the music, man. Get some wine. So what? We're just sitting here. No, this is the voice saying, but. It should happen. Let's be happy. This is nothing. Where's the joy?
It's saying like, where am I? What am I? It's like
That one doesn't exist. It's nothing. When the mind says, where am I, what am I? You don't exist. Because we've looked for this entity for so long. Do you still feel there's a chance that it could be an entity, this mind?
Yeah.
This is the slightest.
It's logical, but it's not even just logically.
Yeah, it's just found, not even logically. We just checked and we saw it does not exist.
Just
And if there's not even a sliver of doubt about this, then why does the voice have any credibility?
there does come a sliver of doubt because it's like there's something.
Yes, I am.
That's
See, what is the mind's game? I was sharing with someone else today. It is trying to convince you that God is a person. And it sounds big when I say it like that, but actually it's very simple. It is only convincing you that the I am, which is clear and undeniably here, this I am is a person. This is what it is trying to convince you about. But this I am is not a person, it is consciousness, it is presence, it is being.
so when it's
So when I say nothing,
the person,
I mean no thing.
yeah. So when you say like the person doesn't exist, and then something here is like there's something.
Yes.
That's being.
Yes, I am.
Because that knowing that there's something is actually knowing that being is.
Yes, exactly. There's nothing personal.
Yeah. Because it is. Like, whenever you say that, it's like, but there is.
Yes,
You know,
there
like
is being.
there's something there.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yes, but not the one that the voice is representing. That's why I say this doesn't exist. The one that it is representing, that doesn't exist. Rajan doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that you don't exist.
Yeah, because it's this real.
It's just that we've been confused to believe that this is my voice for so long that when I say, oh, you don't exist, you say, but I exist, I'm here. But this here-ness is not what this voice is representing.
What has been talking about. Because there was a big thing. It's like that doesn't feel right. There's something here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like.
Whenever it comes like this, you must come up and say, but what do you mean? There is something here.
Yeah.
Then we can tackle it right there.
Well, that's what has been happening. But it was like, you know, how we went through it was like, okay, it's not the thing that I am that the words are talking about. Then it was like saying, oh, I'm actual thoughts. But then that was like, that doesn't make sense.
That makes sense.
But there's still that feeling of that you know, there's something here.
Yes. This I am, same experiencer of all things. Only when this something is here, is the world here, isn't it? Is there ever a world without this? First I am, then the world is. It could be this world, it could be a dream world, it could be any projection.
Yeah. It was just that feeling there's something here.
This is presence. And this is also seen. That's why Guruji very beautifully sometimes says that what happens in the naming is that we are now naming the presence itself, not the person anymore. If that's confusing,
Yeah.
forget.
This is getting a bit busy at the moment now. But it just feels better. But it feels better because there's something here.
Yes. It can be that it is heard like this for the first time. We would have been saying for a long time that we keep denying what is here and we keep believing the imagined entity. So we keep denying the presence of consciousness, the presence of God, and we keep running to the imagined entity which never existed.
To figure out what is going on.
Of who I am.
What? Yeah.
So when the question is asked, who am I? Immediately, for the first time, when it is asked, who am I? Immediately we go to the mind and say, okay, who am I?
Mm.
Instead of just looking and saying, because that is our habit.
I feel like I haven't been here for like the last year. Like the last couple of weeks, and I'm like,
Has he been saying this all along?
I know, but it's like I know you have, but I don't feel like I've heard it.
Sometimes the mind can be so.
I feel like beginning.
It's okay. It's good. Feel completely fresh. It's good. Not a bad thing. In fact, that is the report. That it can be that I was in satsang for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, but one day it just seems like I'm hearing it clearly for the first time. Because it's not that you're hearing it clearly for the first time, it is correlating directly with what you're experiencing. So yes, this clicks.
Yeah.
So now what can cause you trouble?
Just listening, just believing,
Believing this.
belief. But that, well, I just feel like all of that, even if that happens, I don't know. Before I felt like there was some control, like I'm doing this, you know, this is, I just feel like this, even if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Even as now hearing, it's just happened. It's like, so really, all that feels like real is just to trust and be open, or we can be open, but just to trust. Because like, I don't even feel like, I don't even know why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm walking around like, what?
What happened?
I'm in India, what the heck? I don't know. You know when you go somewhere and you think, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'm here, I'm just gonna, you know, it's just wake up. Go, I'm in India, that's right. I don't know what the hell's going on. So, yeah.
It's also a tendency of the developed mind to have everything planned out. This is very strong in the developed countries. When at work, when you're speaking to someone from one of those countries, saying, so when can we talk? Like, now?
Yeah.
No. Usually the response is, no, now I have something. But, you know, maybe 3 weeks from now, there's this half an hour in my calendar, which we can then work with. Even if they want something from me. You know, this is the funniest thing. It's just everything is so calendarized.
Maybe his dad's got like he spends most of his day in his diary.
Yes.
Like sitting, it's like, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Where are you going? Like, I'm not going anywhere, you're just frantically writing stuff, and every day is like that.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Are you planning a trip to Mars or what? What is...
Yeah, but it is like that, man. I've felt so guilty most of my life for not getting out of bed. Like, I've slept in a lot.
I know that.
Just
because you sleep on India time.
Yeah, but even before that, I've been like just sat at a night now, stay up late, get up late. Yeah. So, yeah, you have to get up and just do stuff. What? What for? Why is that? What for? What? And my sister's like, you'll get there one day.
She'll get
I
there.
don't know where you go. I'm supposed to be going, but anyway, it is. It's a good thing I've noticed about India. It's just it just feels like.
Yeah, it is because you're around with the Sangha.
Oh.
There are many who are just as frantic, just as frantic.
It just doesn't feel so as the West. It doesn't feel as.
नमस्ते फादर।
Namaste, my dear.
फादर मैंने आपको मैसेज वाले जाती हूँ शाम को, वहाँ पे 15 मिनट्स का सिमरन अटेंड करती हूँ। सिमरन अटेंड करते हुए मुझे ऐसे फील होता है कि मेरी बॉडी में कोई एनर्जी नहीं है, और सिमरन जैसे ही खत्म होता है मैं वहां से उठ नहीं पाती। मैं काफी देर वहीं बैठी रहती हूँ, वहीं पर जैसे बैठी हूँ वैसे ही। और लेकिन जैसे ही गुरुद्वारा साहिब से बाहर आए तो मुझे लगता है कि मैंने कुछ अलग सा कर दिया जो बाकी नहीं कर सकते। कोई स्पेशल मैं, जैसे मुझे लगता है कि मैं सेपरेट हूँ सबसे। मैं आपसे ये फीलिंग शेयर करना चाहती थी।
This is very good that you have such a beautiful experience at the Gurudwara. This is very good.
आवाज आ रही है
You able to talk now or no?
Yes.
Yes. So I said that it's very good that you have this beautiful sense of stillness when you go to the Gurudwara. And in that sense of stillness, there's no sense of specialness or me. It is, you say, when I leave the Gurudwara, then I feel like I'm something special. You see? So this, when it comes, oh, now I am something special, then we must inquire who is this I? Yeah? Otherwise, this I can become the spiritual ego. This special feeling that I am something special, if we believe it, then it will become the spiritual ego. There's beautiful experience inside Gurdwara. Outside, you come and say, the mind says, yes, I must be the only one here who's having this. You know, I am something special. So we must ask, who is this I? Who is special? It's very important.
Yes, father. मेरी बेटी उठ गई है। ऐसा ही होता है जब आजकल जैसे बानी सुनो तो उसके मीनिंग क्लियर होते हैं, समझ आते हैं पूरे वर्ड्स क्या मीनिंग में बताया जा रहा है। आजकल एक आनंद साहिब की बानी मैंने पढ़ी है, उसमें मैंने ये लाइन पढ़ी है कि गुरु जी ने इस बॉडी में अपनी सच की जोत जगाई है, तब हम इस जगत में आए हैं और हमें यहाँ पे नाम जपने के लिए भेजा गया है।
Very
जब
good.
तक सुनो तब तक ठीक है, जैसे जैसे ही छोड़ दो बस फिर माइंड में अलग अलग सी थॉट्स आएंगी, और जब थॉट्स आती हैं तब दो तीन साउंड्स अलग अलग सी आवाजें आती हैं। एक तो
Okay,
थॉट
so
जो
let
हमें
me
तंग कर रही है।
first say something about what you said earlier. You said that when you read a spiritual scripture now, it makes complete sense when you're reading it. Like it is said that God has created this light, the light of being, the light of consciousness, so that this world of experience now comes into play. And when this world comes into play, the instruction also is given that just feel with the being itself. Remain as this light itself. Just remember that you are this. Now, as we read these scriptures so beautiful, we are able to directly understand what they are saying. We don't need any translation, no commentary.
यस फादर। बट फादर जैसे जब थॉट्स आती हैं हमारे माइंड में, तो थॉट्स के साथ साथ दो तीन साउंड्स अलग अलग सी आती हैं। एक तो थॉट जो हमें तंग कर रही है, थॉट माइंड में आई, वो तो हमें तो तंग कर ही रही है। उसके साथ साथ फिर दूसरी आवाज आएगी, नहीं मुझे इसमें बिलीव नहीं करना, इस थॉट पे बिलीव नहीं करना। और साथ साथ प्रेजेंट में जो चल रहा है वो भी शो हो रहा है कि प्रेजेंट में जैसे मैं कोई काम कर रही हूँ वो काम भी करती जा रही हूँ, थॉट्स भी माइंड में आ रही हैं और उनको इग्नोर करने की भी कोशिश कर रही हूँ। फिर बीच में किसी एक थॉट को पकड़ लिया, 1 मिनट के लिए डिस्टर्ब हो गए, फिर नहीं, फिर नो 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 मुझे बिलीव नहीं करना, इस थॉट को छोड़ो छोड़ो। फिर उस थॉट को छोड़ना, मतलब समझ नहीं आता ये सब कैसे।
It's, you're making it much more hard work than it is. Huh? So all it is that you must allow all thoughts to come and go. आने दो, जाने दो, आने दो, जाने दो. हाँ? कुछ नहीं करना होता. Means let them come, let them go. Don't do anything with them. Don't try to push them away. Don't try to pull them in. Just let them come and let them go.
यस फादर, थॉट्स को आने दो और जाने दो, ये सबसे सही है। ये ठीक है, ऐसे ठीक है। लेकिन फादर मेरे हस्बैंड मुझसे कहते हैं कि हम
किसी thoughts को
अब
आने
घर मेरे सुनना तो,
but
मेरे
my
फादर
husband
मुझसे मेरे मेरे हस्बैंड मुझसे कहते हैं कि अब तुमने तो सत्संग ज्वाइन कर लिया है तो घर का ध्यान तो मुझे ही रखना पड़ेगा। मुझे किचन में क्या खत्म हुआ है क्या नहीं कुछ भी याद नहीं रहता। जब मैं खाना बनाने जाती हूँ तब मुझे याद आता है, फिर मैं उनको बोलती हूँ रात को 9 बजे, ओ जागे मुझे ये सामान ला दो, फिर मुझे बड़ी डांट पड़ती है। बट मैं हंसने लग जाती हूँ आगे से। मैंने कहा ला दोगे ठीक है, नहीं लोगे तो भी ठीक है।
exactly. So it's like actually the mind itself will bring all these fears that I'll become lazy, I won't be good at my work. Actually, you might find that you're much better at it. You don't know. It just plays the way it is meant to play. But you will find at least whatever might happen, you will find that it's a lot easier. Life is without the burden of trying to carry life. Life is moving on its own.
यस फादर। फादर और कुछ अपने हार्ट पे कुछ ऐसा सा ऐसी सी क्लियरनेस कह दो या ओपननेस से आ रही है जिसको मैं एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए वर्ड्स यूज नहीं कर सकती।
Yes.
मुझे पीस मिल मतलब शांत है माइंड, बहुत ज्यादा हैप्पीनेस शांति जो मर्जी कह लो उसको वर्ड भी नहीं दे सकते। मेरे पास वर्ड भी नहीं है उसको एक्सप्लेन करने के। एवरीथिंग इज गुड।
Very
अब लास्ट संडे से मैंने कीर्तन सीखना शुरू किया है।
great.
मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्ट था कीर्तन सीखने में, मैंने अब स्टार्ट किया है।
This is very good because now when you say the words, then it is also reminding you of the truth which you are already discovering directly. It is not just some words that you are singing.
थैंक यू फादर। फादर मुझे सारी संगा को हेलो बोलना है।
She wants to say hello to all of you. can see them? You can see them? Also the ones that are sitting here?
Yes, Father.
You can see in the moderator's window,
Yes.
everyone is there.
No.
Okay, I'll show you from here.
Hello. 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 मैं यहीं से जंप करके आ रही हूँ.
You want to jump here. You're already there. That's what Hangout is for.
A big hug. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you. Thank you. Father, जिन दिनों में रिट्रीट चल रही थी, मैं उन दिनों में भी गुरुद्वारा साहिब जाती थी ना, तो मुझे वहाँ पे सेम संगा फील होती थी. यहाँ पे भी सभी है और वहाँ पे भी सब है.
Yes, yes. There's only one Sangha.
Thank you so much, Father. Yes, Father. Only one Sangha. Thank you, Father. Thank you so much.
Very good, very good. Like I said the other day in Satsang, may the Sangha always be open and welcoming to all those who have even a little bit of openness in their heart for the truth, without any judgment or prejudice or very
There is a kind of knowing which I wanted your insights.
There is a knowing which you want my insights, okay?
It's a bit complex to put it in words, no matter how good you want at words. So, I understand that as a person, you are never the doer. Understand this point in view, and in order to this point, I would again like to ask. I feel a certain veil
Certain
veil
veil, yeah,
has to be consciously left in order for the continuation of the play. Continuation of
the veil has to be
sequences.
present still for the play to continue.
A certain,
Thin veil, yes.
for example, the role of a disciple, the role of philosophers, the role of a human being.
Yes.
So I feel consciously a certain veil has to be made, has to be put in order for the, otherwise it would be, for example, as the famous case of Brahmins Ramakrishna, who we all know that he consciously made this desire for food, for eating, in order order for the continuation of the form. And he said that if there was not this desire, then this form would not be continued. So in the same way, I feel that the being or whatever, a certain way has to be there.
And that to have that much conditioning still present is up to consciousness itself. Because nobody else is here.
But when we are talking about it, I wanted to not talk it as the speaker is always the person and the doer is always the one who can't speak.
The speaker is always the person, and the doer is the one who can't speak. Speaker is always the person.
So, sorry. Sorry. Okay, means if you don't mind,
You can say it. Whatever it is.
I could say that I am the doer.
You could say, I am the doer as what? As consciousness, yes.
Okay, I can't really relate with all those definitions, but right now I feel that I need to say that I am the doer. Not as a person, but I am the doer.
Not as a person, I am the doer. Yes, this is right.
Understand that thoughts and the beliefs are not needed for the action to be performed. Planning is not needed for the actions to be performed. But still, for this question to be asked, I need to present myself as the doer.
Yes.
Okay. So, I feel
Yes, you're settling into your own being. And now you won't have trouble saying these kind of things. It's good.
so I feel the way in which we use inquiry in order to rid ourselves from all the dirt we have accumulated over ourselves. If we will,
You
so a certain way has to be consciously put.
yes. Consciously is the good word. By consciousness, it will be done. Consciousness is the supreme intelligence. It knows just how much to dissolve and how much the burned rope, how much has to be burned.
I have a little bit more insights on this topic.
There's not much to say actually because the grace,
No, I
which
feel
is
sometimes that it 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 might be carrying arrogance or maybe believe something. So I wanted more of your insights.
yes. But as long as you can say, I'm not saying anything personally, then no ground for arrogance. So I trust that you speak from what you see also. So you say, when you say, I'm not speaking personally, I know that you've checked and you are saying, I'm not speaking personally. But what I want to say about it is that the grace which has made all of this burning happen like this, all of these situations happen like this, knows exactly when it is done. Also.
You always
Anything that
hand
you
over the final call to the grace.
yes, yes, yes. But when we look at things non-personally, then I can also say that it's completely up to you because you are consciousness.
That's what I was asking.
Whether to play or not is completely up to you. How much to play or not, how much of the player identity to keep or not, completely up to you.
Yeah. So I was saying that there is the seed of experiencing the being itself for the continuation of the day.
The experiencing is belongs only to being. As long as it's clear that there is nobody else here, there are not two. Just one.
Okay, I feel that this particular question has been troubling me for a while, so I just wanted your blessings on this one. That now I have gotten a few more days to deepen my
Yes,
silence.
yes.
So I wanted your blessings that I don't get diverted into.
This blessing is always with
Sometimes this sense come that
you. It happens like this. Earlier, what we used to be so, this is happening to me, this is happening to me. Now it becomes, sometimes the sense comes. What sense comes sometimes?
nothing.
Father, could I come up?
You can come, my dear. Also, I saw Shankar wants to come, so Shankar can come after you.
Thank you, Father. I wanted to clarify something that is coming up, Father.
Yes.
The question is about awareness, and so I see this thing in front of me, and then I label, and then it gets labeled as a computer or as a whatever. So the confusion that's coming to me is what's aware of what,
Yeah.
and if my seeing is correct. So I am aware of this. So is that awareness which is aware of this, Father? And then consciousness is then labeling it as a computer? Or is that how it is working?
So we can look at it. This is very good. So, from the ultimate perspective, we can only say that it is awareness which is aware of all appearances, which are also made up of awareness itself.
Right.
This is the ultimate perspective. Then, if you want to take the next view, the next step down, then we can say that awareness is aware of being, and it is also aware of the content of being.
Right.
You see? But we can say that now, when we make this difference between awareness and beingness, then we can say that being is the phenomenal experiencer. Is it the being that is tasting the food, being which the senses are reporting to? So we can say that being is seeing, phenomenally perceiving all of this world, phenomenal world, and awareness is aware of this phenomenal perceiving happening as well.
Right.
So once we break it down into awareness and consciousness, then we can speak like that.
Right.
Then we might also come to a point where we say that it is the external objects which are seen through the senses or experienced through the senses of the body,
Right.
and reporting to the same one that sees or experiences these inner objects as well, like thoughts and emotions.
Right. Right. So, so all knowing, all seeing,
Yes.
everything that I can perceive is only happening in awareness.
From the ultimate perspective, yes.
Right. I'm having a confusion, Father, if I am seeing as awareness or if I'm seeing as consciousness, and or if I'm seeing as person. I don't think I'm seeing as person, but I want to just check that
This
because
person doesn't.
I'm not seeing consciousness. and I'm getting very confused. It's because it's all, I'm aware of everything. So now where is consciousness here?
Yes. Okay, so let's look at this. Usually, that's why, because this confusion can come, the difference between awareness and phenomenal perceiving.
Right,
We see that all phenomenal perceiving is experienced by the root phenomena, which is being itself.
right,
So looking for where is consciousness, just check where anything is being experienced phenomenally.
right.
See? But there is also, okay, before confusing the two, just check that this is true. All phenomenal experience is happening in the same space of being or not.
Yes.
So this is consciousness, this is being.
Right. And yet there's always this
You
sense
are
that,
aware even of this.
sorry?
You are, you are aware even of this.
Yes. Yes.
So although we might use a word like ultimate perspective, it is always this. This cannot change.
So phenomenal perceiving is happening in the being,
Yes.
right? And awareness of this phenomenal perception is my awareness. So awareness is not seeing an object as an object. It's just aware of.
Yes. From the perspective of there being a difference between awareness and consciousness,
Yeah.
then we can say that consciousness is the one that is perceiving phenomenally.
Right.
Awareness is aware even of this. But if you are not to differentiate between awareness and consciousness at all, because it is the same stuff ultimately,
Right.
then we can say awareness is aware of all, is witnessing everything.
So the question that has been coming up, and I think I'm very clear on one part of it, is that consciousness cannot know that I am aware.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
But consciousness, can it know me?
Yes. God knows I am that I am.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Father?
God knows, consciousness knows I am that I am.
Hmm.
I know that I witness even this I am. So you must remember that what we are speaking of is from the second perspective, which means that there is consciousness and there is awareness.
Right.
Actually, it's just awareness. It is
Right.
one final perspective.
Right.
Just
So I think somewhere there is some confusion about this. Where am I you know, it's where do I stand right now? And it's been coming up a lot for me, Father.
you can only say two things which ring true. The first thing you can say is that I am.
Right.
And the second thing you can say, which is maybe the highest that you can say, is that I am aware even of I am.
Right. So there is this awareness, and there is a strong awareness. I cannot describe why I know that I am. I cannot tell you why I know that, but there is this. I don't know if I'm confusing myself, but I seem to just know that I am.
The
And
why always comes from the mind.
sorry,
The why always comes from the mind. You see?
yeah,
The
yeah.
mind cannot fathom why I am. I just am.
And I am aware of I am also.
I am aware of I am. I then am, then pretending whatever.
Right. Yeah, there is a sense of not having got this seeing this or not knowing where the seeing is coming from. So hopefully with that I'll leave that at your feet, Father.
Do one better.
Yes,
Am I aware now?
absolutely.
Okay. What is seen to confirm this?
It's so obvious. I mean, it's
Yet it is not a phenomenal. You cannot say, I saw awareness, it had blue eyes,
no.
nose. You cannot say, isn't it?
I mean, I even when I am lost in thought, it's interesting, Father. When I get completely lost in thought, then I come back. I'm completely aware of that. You know, it's
Yes,
it's that awareness is always there.
yes,
It's
always.
just, yeah,
See, so awareness is aware of itself
yes,
without there being the need for any phenomena to confirm it.
right,
We need phenomena to report it, but reporting is later. Just
right,
to
right,
that I'm aware,
right.
just awareness aware of itself. So there's a difference in the two questions, isn't there? There's a difference between am I aware now and can I stop being now?
Yes,
So that is the difference between being and awareness.
and also I can stop being in sleep. You know, there is no
Yes,
being in sleep.
I
It's
do stop being in sleep.
yeah. So I. It's not that I when I sleep I am not. There is no being.
There is no I am, but the I remains.
Yeah. So, Father, does memory live in awareness, or does that live in conscious? I mean, I know it's all awareness because when I'm asleep, it's all gone.
Yes,
So it must be in awareness then, right? I mean, it is all awareness, but
memory is a product of consciousness. When we have the when we distinguish between the two, then we get stuck with that. It's a product of consciousness as much as any other projection. Because which memory are you talking about? About which dream character? This particular one, Jesh, is only here, isn't it?
yeah, right,
When we land up in a dream, then we have memories about that.
right, right.
The awareness has remained. The consciousness is now playing different roles, projecting different worlds and different memories about these worlds.
Hmm. Also, there was a very nice thing you said in the retreat, Father, which has been coming up. It said that wherever there is awareness, there is I, and wherever there is I, there is awareness. You know, and I mean, it's. I don't think I fully understand that. I don't think it's fully set in, but it's been coming up for me quite a lot in what you said, Father.
You're discovering your non-spatial existence. You see, because when we say wherever for awareness, it is not in terms of this three-dimensional space.
Right.
There's a here which is prior to this space. It sound like too much crazy talk when we talk.
Thank you, Father. I will, there will be more questions coming up here.
Yes,
And
yes. I welcome these questions, right?
thank you, Father. It is the only question coming up. Awareness, you know, and consciousness also, but like really awareness. What is I don't know why, you know, and thank you so much, Father. So grateful, and I love you so much.
Very good. Just stay with the contemplation. How do I know I am aware? How am I aware that I am aware?
How do I? I missed that last bit, Father.
How do I know that I am aware? Yes. or how am I aware that I am aware? It's the same thing.
Right. Yeah. I've tried that. It's quite a mind. It because it goes into a loop sometimes, Father.
Yes, it's meant to blow the mind, not just loop the mind.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye, Father.
Shankar can come.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my dear. Finally, we are able to speak in the hangout.
I know. I tell you, it's been an interesting couple of weeks, and this is a rare opportunity. I've got an empty house, and I've been up since about 4:15 this morning, anticipating talking to you. So I'm very excited.
Just give us a minute, my dear. Omkar
Sure.
has to go.
Okay.
No, no. Everyone can start crying. You're not seeing them? You come back. You can make and come back. Sorry about that, my love.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's so lovely to see all the sangha there in your home there, Father. It's amazing. I was saying it's funny to see everybody's arms and legs. I'm usually just seeing
Yes.
their heads. It's funny to notice that everybody actually has arms and legs.
I have the exact same. I tell many of them the exact same thing. You can never really only not visualize, the height,
Right.
by how tall they are or not.
Right. Uh, well, I can't express to you enough how grateful I am to be talking to you right now. It's and there's been so many things that I've wanted to say to you, but I'm not going to remember any of them. I just want to kind of say what comes up. Um, and it's been an interesting few weeks here. A lot of things have happened, and I have a couple of points that I want to ask you about. And you know, there was a time when it felt like that it was just every waking moment. It was just I was a wreck. I was a mess, and for no reason whatsoever. And there was sort of a part of me says, burn it, or throw it in the fire of satsang, and that kind of thing. But there was another part of me that said, no, I don't want to let it get away. I don't want to just do that, because this is not the first time this has happened. And I want to look at this in the eye and see what it really is, rather than just sort of dismiss it and say, oh well, um, it's father's problem, or that type of thing. And that was sort of like pouring gasoline on a fire, frankly, to do that. And on a scale from 1 to 10, it turned up to about an 11. And every person I spoke to, I sort of felt like I was poisoning everybody. I know this sounds really dramatic, and I don't mean to be so dramatic, but I'm just going to sort of replay this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't much fun to be around. For my kids, for my wife, for my employees, for everybody. I mean, it was 24/7 from the moment I woke up to the moment I fell asleep. Just a kind of a scary existence. It was sort of like a scary thing. But as time sort of wore on, and it kept coming and kept coming, and I sort of got used to it. And it didn't seem as scary. And I thought about you a lot. And I thought about Guruji a lot, and the Sangha a lot, and just sort of let this thing play out. Just sort of let it play out. And I'd love to say there was some big poof that was gone, and there was some big, expansion of this and expansion of that. But I came to realize that I'm the one that is keeping this thing sort of alive. It is simply through my attention to it that is keeping it active. And it really felt sort of like it was sort of a shell of an existence. I mean, it really didn't feel like like life. I mean, it just felt like this weird, I guess energy is the best way to put it. Like a shell of an existence, and a lot of pain and a lot of horrible visuals and a lot of insane things, And then I thought about it, and I said, this is somehow serving me somehow. Somehow this is here to let me know this is not the right way to go. And it's sort of like I'm like wandering through the wilderness, and I'm sorry if I'm carrying on, but I'm sorry. But I'm like wandering through the wilderness, and there's a clear open path that I can take, but I'm choosing to run through the thorn bushes, to get through the same space. And it was difficult. It felt difficult. it sort of felt like I was like a. You ever skipped a stone, like skipping stones on water? You know, I felt like I was just like skipping along the surface of life, not really like I was just being tossed across the surface of the water. You know, just skip, 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 skip. Uh, and um, point is, and I'll stop recalling it, but point is that I'm really grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it, and I realized that even when I was going through that and trying to take a look at it and take a good long look at it and be quiet with it and do all those types of things, even then, it was like my mind looking at my mind, and that's the wrong way to do it because that's just going to make it stronger. And I said, okay, so what if my heart looks at this thing and let my heart look at my mind? And once I decided to sort of try that out, when my heart saw my mind shut up. You know, when I looked at my mind through the eyes of my heart, it didn't matter what it was saying. And to be so caught up in all that stuff, and to be so stuck in believing that I'm just, you know, I'm just what's between my ears. It was misery. But I mean, feelings of I'm gonna die any second, feelings of, you know, all these crazy stuff. But I've come through all that, understanding that none of that's real. It's all just a situation I went through. It was felt terrible, but here I am, and it feels like a total round trip. You know, so this is this couple of weeks long thing of going through all this, but it was completely a round trip, and I'm not going, and you know, it's not as if I've arrived somewhere all of a sudden. No, I'm in the same place I've always been. But I went on this little detour for some reason. My attention went on a detour. I didn't go anywhere. My attention went on a detour, went around the world and back. You know? Does that make any sense at all, or am I just blabbing?
No, it makes sense.
Okay. And very interesting to understand that, to feel like this is all, you know, I don't want to say cliche Advaitist things, but it's a total grace, Father. It's complete grace that this whole thing has dawned on. This whole thing has happened. And, you know, I've realized that the only reason we're in these bodies is for God to be able to cast a shadow on this earth. That's the only reason. And that's the whole point. And I'm going to pray and make an effort, I guess, without, you know, I want to see the world with the eyes of my heart, not the eyes of my mind. And then anything can happen, and it's okay. So that's all. I love you.
Love you too. Very, very beautiful sharing. And this is even more beautiful because it is for everyone. Once you share this experience, then it becomes everyone's experience. And what happens when we decide to go with this mind, to believe the identity? It can seem like you said that you're taking the difficult paths on purpose. And why do you say on purpose? Because you have already seen the truth for yourself, which didn't change. And yet, energetically, and because of the strength of the mind, attention and belief going into the mind, something was wanted to go along with that for some time, just to see. It can be a sense of righteousness, it can be a sense of justice, it can be any of these things. It can convince us that no, this, everything else, yes, it's okay. I can see, I can let go of my belief, but no, these things I must see through. And when they happen like this, then we see where is it going? I'm getting more and more into this mind game. You see? And the mind itself, like you said, the mind is seeing the mind. It only means that it is the mind now which is now passing judgment on the mind itself. So thoughts are being looked at from the filter of thoughts, and more thoughts are coming. This is, from here now, you can call that insanity, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Because just more and more of this belief in this non existent entity, and saying that for these things I must become a person. I must fight this battle. And then something gives way and said, what if I were to just look at this as a heart instead of the mind? What does this mean? What if I were to look at this from the lens of love, from the lens of intuition, not personally, just as presence? Then very nicely he says, when I looked at it from as presence, when I looked at it as heart, then the mind shut up. It just didn't stop making sense. The same thing which was making sense earlier now was seen to be complete nonsense, you see. Because the perspective then shifted. You see. So let this not only be your experience, Shankar's experience. May we all hear this today and see that this is what happens. And it's okay also that this happens, because this is also grace. Because you will be led back to the heart. But many times the mind itself comes and says, okay, now you are done with all of this. You can play. We can play for a while. We can play. Pick me up. This is nice. This is going to be useful. It starts like that, very simply. And then it becomes like this. Just you feel like, I lost it all. Where is it all gone? Where is the love? Where is the truth which was so clear? It seems like it's behind some haze. And somewhere something is saying, no, I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way and see. And then it can seem to get crazier and crazier till we decide enough. This perspective must now be dropped. The mind is not offering solutions, it is pulling me more into this quicksand of identity. And I'm very grateful that Grace brought you to this point where you said, I will look at it from my heart. And this is grace, like you said. Because many have gone on this mind stuff and still playing with it, you see, and more mind looking at mind concluding about mind saying, yes, I'm happy like this, independent. I'm going to do this on my own. But the question that is forgotten, who is this me? Who is this me that wants to go on my own? This is not found. I'm very grateful that it was a short round trip.
Well, it felt like forever.
It felt like.
Yeah, I can see how, I've been a very peaceful person my whole life. I mean, I really have been for the most part. With little, things here and there. But continuing on like this, you can make some major mistakes, and it's how, I remember saying to myself, man, this is how wars happen. This is how people really hurt other people, when this is the thing that's guiding you through this earthly life, if this is the thing that you are going to chase around or take orders from, basically, whew, it's you know, and what's amazing is that when when I was, when this is all happening, uh, I was sprinkling identity on everybody,
Yeah.
and this thing that was at the forefront of my, I guess my, uh, not to sound all metaphysical about it, but the energy that I was putting out on people, they were reacting to it with the same ferocity, and so everywhere I turned, it was like everybody's so mean, and and it's and um, you know, I, I don't want to sprinkle my person all over the world, because that's not going to help anybody. I mean, I want to sprinkle emptiness all over the world. But everybody I meet, every single thing I come into contact with, I don't want to add anything to anything. I just want to. Uh,
This
I just
what you
want
say actually is reminding me of something that I experienced also, where I don't remember whether it was in Tiruvannamalai or Rishikesh, but I was with Guruji at the time, and this lady came to him, and she said that about 15 years ago, I could be wrong about the years, but about 15 years ago, I had a realization of the self, and it was completely clear to me. It was so clear that beings started appearing in front of me, and I started sharing with them. And satsang was being shared, and I became a popular teacher also. Okay? And then last year, so for 14 years, she says that this unidentified state was here, no person. Even sharing was happening, everything was beautiful. Then she said that this thought came to her that her parents were so unfair to leave her up for adoption when she was a little baby. And something bought this, and something wanted this. It wanted to believe this and wanted the identity about it. It wanted the righteousness about it. And she said, just with this one thought, for the last 1 year, she felt that she lost it all completely, and she was just a person. And she came to Guruji and said, please rid me of this. And it was a beautiful sharing. But just the same thing, to see that belief in just one of these things. And it can seem like I'm entitled, at least this one I'm entitled to. And just this sense of entitlement can pull you into this quicksand of identity.
yes. Yeah. It felt like the world owed me everything.
Yeah, exactly.
The world owes me big time. And
Now it's payback time or something.
yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. I'm gonna go one by one and get what I want from every person I come in contact with, and what that thing was, validation of me as this Jesse person. And maybe you don't know who I am. Maybe you don't know who you're talking to, and that kind of attitude from me, which is bizarre.
Yes.
And I meant, I bit my lip for 2 weeks, Father. I'm like, I can't say that. The things that were coming across in my head, that my mind was saying, well, you should tell him this, and I'd say, what? It was like this, almost like a I don't want to say crazy. Well, it's insanity. It's sort of like as a level of insanity. It really it felt that way, and um, but you know. How I can be grateful for that, I don't know, but I am. And um, it feels almost, I don't want to say it feels silly, because I don't want to even belittle it, because I feel like, and I don't want to make it seem like it was an important thing either, but I will tell you that um, I'm happy, you know, and um, I don't know what's going to happen from here. I don't know if it's going to happen again. I don't care. All I know is that um, you know, every time my heart beats, it makes me happy, you know, and you know, when Guruji talks about, you know, the knock from the inside, you know, um, I feel like my heartbeat is that knock, and so as long as my heart's beating, the knocking's going to keep happening. I just gotta, you know, just um, I don't know. I have nothing other to share other than my love for you, and, and thank you for everything. And thank you for your time today, and thank you, Sangha, for listening. I'm sorry I'm such a jabbermouth.
Very beautiful. Thank you for
I
sharing.
love you.
Love you. Oh, Jogan saying now I'm totally confused. I'm sorry, my dear. So just simply, if you're on Facebook, you can add me on Facebook. Otherwise, you can write to sangaofbeing@gmail.com. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, Jogan. Thank you very much. Sometimes, actually, I also wonder how can any ego survive this pointing? I have to be honest and share this. Don't believe your next thought. Can I stop being now? Am I aware now? Is any appearance touching me? Is the experiencer of all experiences complaining about any experience? Cannot suffer without believing a thought. Cannot pretend to be a person without believing a thought. Nothing needs to be done. The truth is already here. God is here. Self is here. Stop imagining and see for yourself. Yet I know that sometimes this conditioning is so deeply ingrained. And sometimes it just lies around waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, be it an event on the outside or some sensations being felt on the inside, just waiting to pounce with all its power. Just see that this voice in the head has no mouth, has no face. It is nobody's voice. I feel that in some time all of you will start coming up and saying, okay, Father, now I'm just going to play for some time as a person, and then, you know. Let's see if you also buy into some of these stories. And yet at the same time, I'm so grateful to all of you because the simplicity of this becomes clearer and clearer every day. And not for a small part because of the interactions that we have. I feel that this satsang is as much for what is here as much as the question. Because myself every day I marvel at how just simple this is, how clear this is. What time is your flight? Tomorrow? what would happen is that when I would go to Thiru or go to Rishikesh, meeting Guruji is always so beautiful. The only part which I was a little terrified about was telling him that I have to go tomorrow. Yeah. Why? No, you can't go. And then he says, you can't go, and you have your flights and your meetings, everything fixed and done. And your family saying, you better be there tomorrow. He's sitting and wondering, how is this going to turn out? And then you just keep waiting for him. Keep looking at him. Okay, this time. Because I still cannot fathom, if he said, you can't go, I cannot fathom going. You just have to keep looking at him. Then once, very beautifully, it happened. When I lost the fear was, I went to him and said, Guruji, this, then something happening with the family and some work is there and I have to go. He said, I trust you. If you say you have to go, means you have to go. All tears were coming. Strange, like this display also is so beautiful. And Shankar says, Father, this bliss is neither accidental nor on purpose. Seems all that is for the mind. It feels it is all that is left when I am with you. Thank you, my dear Jogan. Thank you very much. Are you avoiding the spotlight? Are you avoiding the spotlight sitting there? You can also come. Cool, because the direct draft of the AC. It's okay. Just what more proof of grace do we need? Just we were at that dinner at Prasanna with Guruji, and I just mentioned to him, Guruji, this one sings very beautifully. He said, okay, let's hear it. And I swear she has not sung better than that before that. It's just so amazing. And he said that it's like the sweetest thing he'd ever heard. The next day they asked her to sing on the stage. And today she's becoming a star. And
Please stop. Just this morning I was telling Mama. This mind just saying, oh my god, you're famous. Oh my god.
She has just the right look on the cover and everything. Just
It's not me. I don't know what he's done with it.
they photoshopped it.
I'm sure they photoshopped. It was on the Shiva temple. It's been a ride today. I remember you saying like, wait till the CD's out.
And most important is what I said, sing, but don't become a singer. Because now is the time of the singer identity to now establish itself.
It comes like, you want to play. It's weird because, it's like, it's before all this started, and I used to sing even before Satsang, and people would be like, it's so beautiful, and I'd be like, it's not me, there's nobody singing. But now it's like the mind just, because I'm in Satsang, it just is trying. It would never try before.
I hope that all those who hear your voice and the love and devotion that it carries on its own, may they find that it helps them. You always remember that it is a gift that is flowing through you. It is the Father's gift to the world flowing through you. And with this perspective, then no scope for identity. Are we going to get her to sing the entire album today? Okay, sing one more song.
Nirvana should come. It's long, but
Very good.
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चेतानि नाहम् न च श्रोत्रजीवे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोशा न वाक्पाणिपादम् न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहम् मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखम् न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञा अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रम् गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभूत्याच सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् Hands are so frozen I can hardly move.
Because my feet are so Hello, Kim. Thank you, my dear. Shakti is also here. So Meher says, beautiful beyond words. Mommy sings well or no? It's okay. Some more singing. Priya wants to sing. You know? Some of you know my confession about this song. Even I can't resist singing it. It's that catchy.
Ananta ji, beloved Father Guruji. Ananta ji, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Ananta ji, beloved Father Guruji. Ananta ji, beloved Father Guruji. I bow at your lotus feet. I die at your lotus feet. My heart belongs to you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
That Krishna. Is it only my favorite? Oh, which one? Yes. Come, come, come.
मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला नंद सुनंदना गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुंठेश्वरा गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुंठेश्वरा गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुंठेश्वरा गोपाला गोपी जनरंजना गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंद नंदना गोपाला गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava. Narayanaya Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava. Devaki Nandana Keshava Madhava. Narayanaya Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopal Krishna Hari Om. Mind just comes full force, like it's just going to force.
Because to insect.
I don't know. I don't know if it's coming, like it's coming.
He sings very well. You don't ask him to sing. He's sitting shy. He leaves before the satsang ends. He joins you in singing at home?
Not really.
Today?
Listening? Listening?
Nice. Oh, look at that.
I'm getting in
Although there's never like been an interest to be a singer. I'm just like, it feels like it was never there, but I see like after being in satsang, then the mind is like really trying to keep like it comes, and then like here there's a resistance for it to come because there's a fear that if it comes and if something is there.
You send her to satsang. Nothing will happen.
Not just the singer, but just random stuff.
Seeing the CD cover and writing the music, now I have to sing. I think
Yes.
I couldn't catch.
You're like, who is this? I was like, this is not me, but you're not me. So what you did with that photo? I just heard music.
So we are having this type of party tonight, okay? Not Randhi style. So Garima invited everyone for dinner. So I'm saying that we are having this type of party, not Randhi style party. Although everyone might prefer that one. Thank you, Hans. Thank you, Nadia. So Nilesh came. Some of you are from the US, I see in the hangout. So Nilesh was very strongly protesting about US time. US time. He was very clear that he was not leaving till he got an answer from me. So I told him that one day we will have satsang at 9 a.m. Just so that we can, for the US time.
Is he in the Bay Area or like?
He's in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So it will be 11 o'clock in the night for him. It will be sooner for everyone else. So we'll decide which day.
Every week?
Every week, one day we'll have at 9 a.m. What time is that for the rest of the world? Europe is out. Singapore is okay. Singapore, Australia, all that side is okay. Yeah? Shakti is here. So she's also inspiring Shakti, Shanti.
So 9 instead of 11?
One day instead of 11, we have 9.
No, 9 o'clock here.
9 o'clock here.
9 o'clock. India time is 8:30 a.m.
8:30 on the west coast. So it's okay for everyone else. Is it 8:30 on the west coast? Or 11 o'clock? 8:30.
We're always sleeping. And then actually, Father, that happens that you guys can moderate those days because I was wondering if we could moderate one day.
Monday is probably good, not just after the weekend. Thursday.
Yeah, good for everyone else. I have to wake up Monday morning.
Friday.
I think that's a perfect start for a weekday.
Jump.
Yeah.
Perfect start.
We'll decide.
That's like the Americans to say.
Monday morning.
Shakti, you got some sleep, my dear? Did you get some sleep? Yeah. We were tag teaming Radhika this morning. Not just tag teaming, actually, both of us. Shakti was on the phone and I was on the chat. This is what family is about.
She's okay, Father.
She's okay now? I know she's been messaging a little bit. She seems okay. So do you want to disconnect or do you want to be here for the entire dinner and see the entire Sangha misbehaving and noisy and There's no dinner for you guys. You didn't confirm. Both of you lost some weight or?
Me a little bit.
Yeah, Vishwan lost a lot of weight. But Pune is not giving you food. a good thing Garima is not here. Okay?
Position itself will get a better.
Jogan says depends on what's for dinner. I don't know actually. I'll find out. You can have the cooling back on.
Yeah. Or they should have a pillow below your feet.
No, I noticed when you said.
I've been wanting to do that for time and I don't know. Sorry, Father.
Okay, my dear. Thank you. So much love to you. You're here, no? You're joining for some time. There's a love fest happening. Oh, Shakti just left. If you're on YouTube still, Shakti, you can come back. And also, is going back. She's going away from home for a couple of months and she'll come back. You wanted to buy some malas? Malas?
Yes, I have some to get blessed. Anna? Things are just really. When I look at you, I just like.
So we'll keep it on, but I'll say bye to all of you. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Ananta Ji ki Jai. Everyone here is losing it. Should we end the YouTube broadcast at least? Okay, so we are ending the YouTube broadcast. And anyone who wants to come can come to the hangout.